The cult is growing. Okay, so I just saw Chucky Season 2. This is Chucky the Series, Season 2. This is the show that follows after all 7 Chucky movies. And yes, I will even wear this vest when I review Season 3. Because at this point, I kind of have to if I'm wearing this for both Seasons 1 and 2 review. So I just watched the entirety of Chucky the Series, Season 2. And boy, okay, most of the stuff that happened in here, oh god, man, this was an interesting season. I think I like this season. I think. I don't know. I don't know where I stand with this season. Okay, bear with me, because I legit don't know if I like this season or not. It's like, it's weird. It's so weird, guys. Okay, so, this season takes place, the events, I believe it's like 6 months after season 1, I believe. So it takes place 6 months after season 1. And it takes place after Junior died. Junior, who was a main character in season 1. So Chucky tried to sway Junior to join his side, join his cult of Chucky's. Because if you remember, Chucky had split his soul into multiple other dolls. So, and he was going to have Junior, who was tagged with Jake, Lexy, and Devon, to be with him and Tiffany. That almost worked, except for the fact that Lexy tried to sway him back. And Chucky had no choice but to kill him. So, there was that. So, it takes place after Junior's died. At this point, Devon's mom died, so Devon has no parents. And Jake, his uncle and aunt were also killed by Chucky in season 1. So, literally, Lexy has her mom, and then her dad was killed in the end of season 1. So, almost everyone's parents died. To wrap up, in that short story. So, Jake and Devon goes into foster homes. And then, so Jake has a foster brother, and Chucky, on the night of Halloween, breaks into his house and kills his foster brother. So, the police thinks that Jake killed them, because too much trouble has followed Jake through the entirety of season 1. So what do? They send Jake, Devon, and Lexy to this this boarding school, kind of, and they send them to Incarnate Lord, a Catholic boarding homeschool place. So it's like this Catholic school that's sort of, it's like, in a weird way, it's like Hogwarts, if that makes sense. But if Hogwarts was filled with kids who did terrible acts of crimes. So, it's sort of like, the best way I could say this is if Hogwarts was religious, and if they were Camp Green Lake from Holes, if that makes sense. If you've ever seen Holes or Harry Potter, that's sort of how I could describe it. If Hogwarts was more religious, and if they were Camp Green Lake from Holes. Does that sort of, I don't know. And they're priest who sort of acts sort of like the principal, is played by Devon Sawa. And I found this funny because for two things. Devon Sawa was in season 1. He played Jake's dad and uncle. They were twins. So he played 2 characters in season 1. Then he comes back in this season. And he just plays a completely different character. And he plays Father Bryce, the priest at the school. And I'm gonna have to admit, I'm kind of surprised for how long that character stayed on that show. I thought from like episode 1 he was gonna get killed by Chucky because of how he treated Jake, and especially because there's that one moment when Chucky was in the same room as Jake and Father Bryce, and Father Bryce was I guess, not insulting him, but he was kind of being mean to Jake. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, come on, Chucky, you have to kill this asshole. You have to kill him. I don't care, because Father Bryce is like this strict character, but he's strict in the most assholest way possible. He's one of those characters like, you really want him to fucking die. And you just get so pissed when that time just goes so slow. It's so, yeah. And like, I'm kind of surprised that he stayed as long as he did. Like, he stayed on that show until like the ending of the season. So I'm like, okay, that surprises me. But so Devon, Jake, and Lexy all go to Incarnate Lord. And then we also get another added storyline where Tiffany, who by the way is in Jennifer Tilly's body, she is, so it's her kid's birthday pretty soon. If you remember from Seed of Chucky, they had, so Tiffany and Chucky had a kid. And his name is Glen. And then, but Glen had this sort of, there's a term for it, and I don't want to botch it up. But it's like, hold on. See, there's a term for it, and I want to be correct. Let me see here. There's a term. I'm trying to find the term. Hold on. Well, yeah, he's in. I feel like there is a term for it, though. Oh. Okay. I thought there was like another term besides just being gender fluid, but maybe I'm gender dysphoria. That's what I'm trying to find. He has sort of like gender dysphoria. So like sometimes he felt like he was a boy, sometimes he was a girl. And so this was very interesting because Don Mancini is gay. And he wanted to add some queer elements into Chucky. And I thought that was kind of cool. Like, he wanted to represent the LGBTQIA plus community. And there are a lot of really good, like, representations, I think, in the whole Chucky series. Especially in the TV series. So, anyways, if you remember, the Jennifer Tilly body, Jennifer Tilly, the character Jennifer Tilly, had 2 kids, and it was twins, a boy and a girl. So what Chucky and Tiffany decided to do was they decided to split Glen's soul into both the boy and the girl. So it's Glen and Glenda. So they did that. So what they do here is that Glen and Glenda are still in human form, and it's been 18 years since we've seen Glen and Glenda's human form. No. If you want to be precise, hold on. If you want to be precise, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years. Because there was that epilogue scene in Seed of Chucky that happened in 2009. But, even then, it's been 18 years. If you want to think about it in the logistics of when the film came out. So they wanted to bring back Glen and Glenda human form again in here. And they are played by Lachlan... English, very hard for me to talk. Lachlan Watson. And Glen and Glenda, what they decided to do is that in the series, both Glen and Glenda are non-binary, which I thought was another added bit of cleverness for the characters. And what surprised me, too, is that they actually casted a non-binary actor to play Glen and Glenda. So, that I thought was kind of cool. And so, you get to see sort of, I don't know, real... I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm recording this at, 9 in the morning. My brain is fried. I know what I'm trying to say. It's just words don't want to come out the way they want to. So, if I freeze up or whatnot, it's because of that. So Lachlan Watson plays both Glen and Glenda. And at first, I didn't think that was the case. I thought there was one actor playing Glen and one actor playing Glenda. I did not think at all was the same person. So Lachlan Watson does a very good job at keeping the distinction of the two characters. And they also, the filmmakers are so good at, the angles. I swear, as I watch more movies and shows, the camera, when we see just one shot, and it has two characters, and they're both playing by the same person, I swear more movies are getting better at it. I want to do it. I just think it'd be too hard. I think it'd just be way too difficult. And I don't think I have enough skill to pretend like there's another me right next to me. I don't think I have that amount of skill, to be honest. But yeah, Lachlan Watson's great. Anyways, Glen and Glenda come over to Tiffany's, Jennifer Tilly's, house for their birthdays. So, and what happens soon is that both Glen and Glenda find Nica, Nica, who was in this franchise. And what really shocked me at the ending of the last season was that Nica, I guess, so if you remember, if Nica sees the sight of blood, she will, her Chucky personality will come in her. Because you remember, she has a little bit of Chucky's soul in her. Chucky did put a little bit of soul in her. So if she sees the sight of blood, Chucky comes out of her. But if someone just smacks her in the head, Nica's back. And, so it's, yeah. And I guess, too, another thing is that if because Nica is paraplegic. She is paralyzed from the waist down. So, when Chucky is in her body, she's able to walk again. It's almost as though she's not paraplegic anymore. But when Nica comes out of her, when somebody whacks her in the head, then she's back to being paraplegic. So, there's that. The one thing that shocked me as all hell in the ending of last season was that Tiffany quite literally dismembered her arms and her legs. And seeing that and the ending of last season as a season cliffhanger, that made me hurt because Nica, for all the pain that Nica's been through the entire franchise, that was like the worst thing they could have done to her. So, yeah. So Glen and Glenda find Nica, who is trapped in a room inside Jennifer Tilly's house. And she says, we need to figure out a way to escape. And now Jennifer Tilly is on the run because she blew up her house, in which Joe Pantoliano, her sister Meg Tilly, and were in. And then we also saw in the show a Sun Hilton. No, fuck. She's in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I forget her name. Hold on. Sutton something. RHOBH Sutton. Sunstrack. There we go. I almost said Hilton. God damn me. So yeah, so Sunstrack. She's on the show for some... I guess because Jennifer Tilly does appear in Housewives of Beverly Hills that as Sun's friend, that they was like, hey, might as well bring Sun in here. So like there's an episode where we have cameo from Joe Pantoliano, Meg Tilly, Sunstrack, and Gina Gershon. Joe Pantoliano and Meg Tilly did die. I think Sun and unless I'm doing this wrong, I think Sun and Gina are alive? Unless they died. Watch, I'm gonna rewatch the episode and find out that they're dead. I'm so, yeah. So there's that. And so Jennifer Tilly's on the run. Well, she's also trying to find Chucky and try to figure out like an end to almost an end to everything. But Jennifer is on the run from the police. So yeah. So there's a lot of stuff happening in this season. They also introduce the multiple Chuckies. There's a storyline that kind of doesn't go anywhere, where a nun believes that Chucky is Jesus. And, like, okay, there's so many nice, like, crazy bonker stuff that happens that I would have loved them to expand on, but they didn't really do that. Like, there's a storyline where, like, a nun believes that Chucky is Jesus, and then within 2 episodes later, they kill the nun off. So, like, why? I wanted to see where that went, and then you kill that character off. Shit. Like, there's so many bonkers stuff going on. They introduced a good Chucky. Yeah, there's a storyline where Devon, Lexy, and Jake, they brainwash a Chucky to make him act good. And that does successfully go well. Until the ending where he just glitches and goes bad all of a sudden. So, yeah. It's so weird. It is so weird. And, like, I would have... And the one thing I'm really sad, too, is that they killed off good Chucky. And I was like, I feel like they could have had good Chucky be continuing on the show and have him come back in season 3. But then they killed him off. I'm like, I feel like there could have been a really good use for him. I feel like there could have been a very good use for him. I also love that Brad Dourif really knows how to use his voice for the Chucky characters. Because if you know Chucky, it's kind of like this. I'm Charles Lee Ray. I have sort of a grit in a New Jersey voice. And then, but with the other characters, with good Chucky, it's kind of like this, where it's very happy and cheery. Like, it still sounds like Chucky, but it sounds very cute. And then there's Buff Chucky, which is it just sounds very masculine, blah, blah, blah. And then there's another character, the Colonel, which is a Chucky with a bald head. It's Chucky, it's Chucky, but if you removed his hair. The Colonel. And he just sounds like Marlon Brando. For some reason, he sounds like Marlon Brando from Apocalypse Now. I don't know why. But, like, yeah. So, like, Brad Dourif, I will give this. Brad Dourif does a very good job using his voice for the multiple Chuckies and knowing what to do with them. Like, I will say this, Brad Dourif is a very talented, like, even though he doesn't do it much, he's very talented at using his voice. Something I wish I knew how to do better. But, like, yeah, it's just, yeah. I don't know. This season has so much. I feel like for this season, with it being only 8 episodes, there's so much crammed into it. Which, I mean, it is effective, but, like, I feel like you gotta tone down some of it. Like, even, like, and what really, and, like, another thing that I thought was shocking, too, is that episode 7 felt more like a finale to me. I don't know if that's just me. So episode 7 was the last episode that took place at Incarnate Lord. And I know what you're thinking. Wait, doesn't the whole season take place there? Yeah, and then episode 8 just is a Christmas episode, and they're back at home. Jake, Devon, and Lexy are at Lexy's mom's house. Here's what I think. To me, the season 2 finale feels more like what the season 3 premiere should have been. I feel like it feels more like a season 3 premiere. I'm gonna watch season 3 and be like, oh, maybe that was a good choice to be the season 2 finale. But, like, it really does. It feels like it should be the first episode of season 3, but it's the last episode of season 2. It's so weird. I'm probably gonna be I'll probably watch season 3 and be like, ooh, yeah, maybe that was a good choice to have the last episode of season 2. Watch, that's gonna happen. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tough. I think I still like the first season more. But I can't lie and say season 2 had no ambitions. No, it had ambitions. Believe me, it had ambitions. It had like 5 or 6 storylines in the fucking one season. And most of it was used pretty well. Most of it wasn't. Like, I was really hoping to see more of that None Thinks Chucky's Jesus storyline. Only for her to get killed in the next 2 episodes. So, like, I was hoping there was more of that storyline, because I was interested in the absurd bonkerness of it all. That's honestly what I come for Chucky. And then, a lot of people wasn't a fan of this season in particular for the comedic moments. I'm not gonna lie, I like the comedic Chucky moments. Like, there's that one episode that primarily took place in Tiffany's house, and so Chucky wasn't in it much, so they literally just had a skit in the beginning, middle, and ending of the episode where Chucky was, like, hosting a talk show, and then he killed Liv Morgan. No, not Liv Morgan. Liv Taylor. Shit. Hold on. WWE. Liv Morgan? Yeah, Liv Morgan. Thank you. Okay. I get Liv Morgan and Liv Taylor mixed up. I think it's Liv Taylor. The lady from Lord of the Rings. Tyler. Liv Tyler, that's right. Yeah, I get Liv Morgan and Liv Tyler mixed up. Liv Morgan is the WWE superstar. Liv Tyler's the lady from the Lord of the Rings. Like, there's a section 2 where Liv Morgan, WWE superstar Liv Morgan appears, and it's on the talk show segment with Chucky, and it looks as though Chucky's hosting a talk show. And I guess there was a real interview of Liv Morgan talking to this interviewer, saying, I would love to get killed by Chucky. So what they did is that they used that same interview, and they put it in the clip, and Chucky's like, so you want to get killed by me? Okay. Grabs the knife. Let's do it. And Liv was like, Chucky, I meant that as a joke. Too late. Stab. Like, I breathe and live for those comedic Chucky moments. I love it when Chucky just goes bonkers and goofy and silly. That's what I come for Chucky. That's what I love about Chucky. That's what I watch when it comes to Chucky. I mean, seriously. A lot of people aren't up for it. They just want very scary, dark Chucky. Which, I mean, yes, is interesting. But, I love bonkers, goofy Chucky because that's Don Mancini's way of saying, yeah, this is a movie about a fucking killer doll. Can we really take this seriously? And he just goes goofy with it. And that's what I love about it. It's because that's the movie's way of saying, yeah, this is about a killer doll. That we're not going to take it seriously at all. So, and I love it. It's just that property's way of saying, yeah, we don't give a fuck. So, yeah, most people aren't up for it, but yeah. Yeah, there's some storylines where I wish they got more time, but yeah. I think I still prefer season 1 more. It's not a terrible season, but it's not the best. But I've heard so many things about season 3, and I can't wait. I cannot wait for this. Because, you ready to hear what this next one is about? Chucky goes to the fucking White House. Man, I'm gonna love the hell out of this one. Chucky at the White House. Yep. This is gonna be home. Chucky going goofy. I already know I'm gonna have a ball with season 3. So, Chucky the series, season 2. What do you think? Yeah. Not the best season, but it's still pretty damn enjoyable. What do you think of season 2? Do you like it? Were you met on it? Or did it piss you off for some reason? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.